is new. That's not really a new thing. I almost feel like I should change my time to I almost feel like I should change my time to like 9:10 because I'm telling you, I always end up being late for my live stream, and it's literally because I be lollygagging. I do, in fact, be lollygagging. I don't even be having an actual reason, excuse me, why I'm late. It happens. It really, truly just happens. And it is what it is. It really is. Um, I did have something I kind of wanted to talk about. Hey, girl, I was leaving you audio. Can you hear me? Let me know if you could hear me, girl. But I am okay. How are you? I was actually going to talk about something before I hopped into my topics, as I do. But okay. Let me know if you could hear me and how are you doing? But okay, cool. But yeah, my bad. I get a little sidetracked and I don't know. Cuz I was actually contemplating. That's good. I'm glad you're doing well. How's your cough? But I you know, I don't know how long I'm gonna keep up with doing the. Actually, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I am going to keep up with going live, and I'll go live once I get monetized, but it's definitely not gonna be as much. I ended up, and it's like every so often. You good, it happens. Oh, cough still here, so annoying. I'm sorry, girl. Like, that's literally the worst part of when you go through being sick is that cough just lingers and it'll just be there. And it's like, please leave me the hell alone. Please. But so I noticed, well, it's not really something that I noticed. Hey T Berries, how are you? I'm gonna be live for at least 2 hours. At least 2 hours today. 2 hours plus 10 minutes since I came on here late. Hey Grace, how are you? But I did kind of want to talk about something, and I've been trying everything. Yeah, it's like whenever it comes to coughs, for me, it just really seems like it just has to run its course, to be honest, because man, I feel your pain because I literally would try everything as well, like try different medicines, vapor rub, cough drops, spicy foods, warm teas, soup, be doing all of that. And then still coughing. So I wanted to talk about something just really quickly. And then I'm gonna get into my actual topics because I do, as y'all know, I normally have topics. And so, okay. Now, if you guys have been watching me for a while, then you know that I yap, right? Is this channel gonna math debate? Of course not. It's nighttime. I'm not trying to do no thinking about no math at night. That's for work hours. For work hours, okay? But so I feel like I think a lot of people don't understand my what is the word? Let me Google because I feel like I'm about to use the wrong freaking word. I really do. Let me look up the definition before I say something that potentially could be incorrect. Yes, temperament, right? So I feel like people have the wrong concept who want to do math right now. A math teacher, a statistician, but I feel like, or an accountant. I think people have a certain perception of me, and I get that because it's YouTube, right? But so over the course of me having this particular channel, as y'all come in, please like the live and subscribe to her channel. She does movie and TV reviews and other stuff. Yes, please. Thank you, T-Berries. I do reactions that are much different from other people's reactions. I retell the story, drop memes in the videos. I recently did my reaction to Set It Off, Coraline, Love and Basketball, a Goofy movie. I was dressed as Roxanne, if y'all want to check that out. I also reacted to Snow White, and then next month I will be reacting to The Notebook, John Tucker Must Die. I feel like I'm gonna react to just a heads up. I'm gonna probably react to a Cinderella story. So yeah, so y'all know that. And then I'm also doing Moesha Mondays. So if you like the show Moesha, feel free to watch that. There's some episodes already up. You guys can check out the playlist. I also reacted to some Michael Jackson music videos. And again, my reactions are completely different from other people's. So yeah. But uh but so it's not really interesting, but I just think it's, you know how when you come on social media, you present yourself a certain way. Hi, Granny, how are you? And you know, you present yourself a certain way, and then sometimes people view you a specific way, you know? So, for example, ever since I've started this channel, maybe like a couple months into me starting this channel where I was actually growing, it was always not really interesting, but some people, they would be like, oh, you say you're an introvert, but I can't see that, right? And I think the thing that's different about me is I really do, okay, I love is a strong word. I appreciate my people who watch me and my community, because to be honest, a lot of y'all I talk with outside of YouTube, where we legit be talking about real life stuff outside of YouTube, and I mess with that because I like that, and it makes me feel like friendship, you know what I mean? My work personality is different from my regular personality. See, I feel that, you know, I want to say that for me, but I don't think so. You know, I feel like I know a lot of people who say that same thing. I think the only thing that's, well, actually, no. I would agree. My work personality is different because I'm not sociable, to be honest. Like, even with my friends, I'm social with my friends, but I'm also very to myself. And I don't cuss. I don't cuss at work. And even though I see YouTube as a second job, I really be trying not to cuss. I really do. But sometimes things slip out and I just can't help it. But I really try. I really do try. Definitely much. That's like me from church. It's different from me outside. Exactly. Because you're presenting yourself in a way where, you know, people might not judge you, or you know how sometimes people can think negatively. You know what I mean? And I don't know, it's weird because I am myself on YouTube, completely myself. The most myself I've ever been because I started doing YouTube in 2012, which was a long freaking time ago. Yes, girl, you know I be slipping up. F bombs, you know what I mean? S bombs. But when I first started YouTube, man, the confidence was lacking. I was having a lot of trouble with delivery, with sharing my thoughts. It was just a lot of overthinking, and I was too in my head. I feel like I was very much self-conscious back then because I didn't really know myself. And now that I'm older, you know, as you get older, you learn yourself and you know yourself, and you, depending on the person, you can grow more confidence. To be honest, I feel like YouTube definitely helped me gain more confidence in myself, where I feel more sure of myself. You know what I mean? And be like, oopsie, let me stop. Exactly. Exactly. Because sometimes, you know, it just slip out and then I have to catch myself like, oh, my bad, y'all. But it's just a lot of, well, I've had some comments from a variety of different people over the past almost this channel, it'll be 3 years, right? In May, which I'm really excited. I've been doing YouTube consistently for 3 years. Pat on the back. But so it's just always funny when people look at me and they're like, you don't really seem like you're an introvert. And I keep having to explain people it's because I'm talking to myself. Now, don't get me wrong. Again, to be honest, if I ever met you T Berries, you Jasmine, Ariana, Grimy, I probably would still be my real self because it's like I've talked to y'all multiple times, and to some degree, I know what you guys look like. So I'm like, okay, I match the phase. We've talked multiple times. Sometimes we even were talking every freaking day. To be honest, sometimes I be feeling like I talk to y'all more than I talk to my friends, which is crazy. Like my friends that live in my physical area. But I also feel like it's easier because a lot of us, like, we do YouTube, or, you know, we experience similar things. Whereas with some of my friends, it's like, we've experienced some similar things, but then it's like not too many of them are into social media. So I think that's one of the reasons why. But it's just really, it's just very interesting when people perceive me and they think that I'm an extrovert and I'm really outgoing. And I'm kind of just like, you do understand that for me, I do see YouTube as a second job. I really do. And I really treat it like a second job to some degree. Thank you, Grace. It's just a royal blue sweatshirt that I got from the thrift store. You know what I mean? $2. But anyways, but you know, I think that's what it is. My delivery. So people assume, oh, you must be extroverted. No, I'm not. It's just I'm in the room by myself. I'm sitting here by myself. Obviously, I'm talking with you guys, but you're not physically in front of me. And, you know, when I explain to people, they be thinking I'm lying. And I don't think people also realize how much energy it takes to do live. I almost want to do a video about that. But for me, it takes energy because I am literally entertaining. Like, I'm trying to captivate y'all, hold y'all attention, because again, second job. Okay, that's how I see it. And I don't know. I don't think people realize it could be hard. It could be hard when you hop on here and I'm trying to hold y'all attention to do these live streams for 2 hours straight, mind you. I'm trying not to have no gaps where I'm not talking because I don't want to lose y'all. I was talking to Jasmine, the Rose Rundown, about this earlier because I'm like, bro, it takes a lot of effort to do live streams. It really does. Like earlier, I was like, man, I didn't want to get on live, but I was like, I said I was, so I'm gonna do it. Yeah, that's true. Going live do get tired sometimes. Yeah, because it's like, also, that's the other thing. It's just the fact that you hopping on here. And again, I love, when people regularly show up, but when those random people come in and it's not like, they're not being nice, or, and again, that's why I highly recommend use the block words. Please do use the block words, ban certain words, because I feel like that drains your energy even more, just dealing with trolls. And that's why I try my hardest not to have any access, like have any way where trolls can access me, because I don't really get too many random, bad comments. Like when I first started going live, that's when I started getting comments, and I wasn't really offended. It was more so I would just be like, come on, why are you doing this? Because I know it's probably a child or an adult who didn't get no home training when they were children. Yes, and a lot of energy. I get tapped out after an hour. Girl, it's almost 20 minutes and I'm a little tapped. Because again, this is probably the most talking I've ever done in my life. For real. Because normally I'm quiet or I'm like laughing. I mean, with my husband and my mom or like my family, friends, I'll do that. But again, I don't really talk to too many people like that often, like that, even at work. And plus you have to reach your goal of 3K memberships and 4K ads and get it paid. Exactly. And that's what's driving me. Apart from the fact that y'all are chatting with me, because I'm like, thank you so much for showing up. Because when I tell you, I remember the first time I went live, nobody came in there. And the thing that blew me was I was watching myself from my tablet. So I was talking the whole time. And I saw that somebody was in there. And when I saw that somebody was in there, that made me so hyped, so happy, right? And then when I got to the end of the live, I realized it was me. I was watching myself. I was that person watching myself. And I got so mad. And that's what stopped me from going live for a little bit, because I really thought I was talking to somebody that whole time and I was just talking to myself. I wouldn't know what to say. Yeah, it's like, that's why I always try to have topics, because if I didn't have topics, I'm not gonna lie, I can come up with stuff to talk about. I really can, if I really want to. I was hoping somebody wouldn't have to get blocked tonight. It's always somebody. I'm not about to add Bark to the ban list, but I'm thinking about it. But, I don't know. I think people just forget that I see YouTube as a job. And I'm trying to make this money so it can help me pay my student loans off. And, maybe pay a couple other bills. Because it would be nice for it to be supplemental income. I know so many people talk about how when you get monetized, it doesn't really get you that much fundage. Like, it doesn't really give that much money. It doesn't really pay that well. But I feel like it's because people drop the ball when it comes to other sources of revenue you can tap with doing YouTube. Like, you don't have to just focus only on Google Ads. Yes, girl, I was talking to myself. And I was so embarrassed. But I had told my husband, I was like, do you know I have been talking this whole time? And I thought I was talking to somebody and I was talking to myself. And he was like, and like we was busting out laughing because I was like, bro, he was like, it's okay. It's okay. It'll get better. And that's why I was so happy because that was around the time, I think like, I feel like that was around the time I met you, Jasmine, because I think I had, wait, no. It was maybe like a couple months later I met you, and that's when you told me about the vertical lives, which I've been doing ever since. Thank you for putting me on, girl. And, you told me about the hashtags. And that was when I started going live consistently. And that's when I noticed, like, oh, these types of live streams is where it's at pretty much. But I feel like a lot of people drop the ball when it comes to doing YouTube. They only focus about the Google AdSense, and it's like there are other ways you can make money. For example, for me, I've mentioned time and time again, I've made money through affiliate links. And I always tell people, like, listen, if you want to make money doing YouTube, you need to do reviews, or if you do a haul, you need to put in what's in your haul. If people keep asking you where you getting some from, where you get that graphic tee from, you need to link it. Or if you don't have a link, leave an alternative link. So for example, if let's say you wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt and you got this shirt from like Five Below, and somebody asks you, hey, where'd you get that shirt from? Let's say you got it from Five Below 2 years ago and they no longer sell that shirt. You could easily be like, yeah, I got this from Five Below some years ago, but here's a link to some other Mickey Mouse shirts in the description box. Because that's normally what I do. And sometimes people will still go look and then they'll find something else they like. You can do digital products. You could do ebooks, or I guess, what is it? Like, I have a couple of ebooks and I promote those on Pinterest, and sometimes they make me money dropping gems for other YouTubers. Yeah, it's just something I was thinking about. I don't know. Like, I've made multiple videos that are helpful for YouTubers, but YouTube don't be pushing them out. And that's okay, because that's not my niche anyways. And I feel like it's oversaturated in general. However, some of the stuff, I just think a lot of people don't realize they can do it too. Hold up, y'all. I got gas. All right, I'm back. It crept up on me. Anyways. Anyways. So, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by my intestines, I just, it's a lot of information out there that I feel like a lot of people don't consider, a lot of people don't put into, I don't know why I even disclosed that information. Y'all did not need to know that. But, yeah, people could do, I don't know, girl. Yes. I I had a little too much cheese earlier. I think that's what it was. But it's because you're talking to yourself. It might be, man. Just breathing in too much air and then it's just going out the back end. But anyways, so what was I saying? Digital products. Yes, yes. I be doing that in my room. Girl, all the time. All the time. I remember the other night. Never mind, that's too much information. Y'all need to know everything. Just know you get gassier in your 30s. Cause I remember being this guy. Like I remember having gas, but not like this. But no, so I have a couple of ebooks. I think I made one YouTube video for one specific ebook, and then the rest are on Pinterest. And sometimes people, will buy them. I don't really promote them like that. I probably should. I do it everywhere. Just a little old lady. Man, and don't, like, when I work out, because I've been trying to get better about moving around and working out, or like, if I'm walking around somewhere, left cheek, right cheek, burp, burp, burp. I swear, like, I don't know what it is. It's just be the movement, just be shaking stuff up in there. But what else? I said affiliate links, digital products, and then there's also, side note, someone said if you publish one book with Amazon, you can get paid $500 a month, 5 books, $2,500 a month, and so on. Is this true? I don't know, because I know Jasmine, she could probably tell you better than I could, because I think she has 4+ books on Amazon, I think. They must be promoting their books in the right places, because mine has never made a sale that big. I think it just depends on, like, what type of book it is, too. Because I feel like self-help books get more play than writing fiction or nonfiction. I don't know. Everybody be wanting a self-help book. But when it comes to fiction and nonfiction books, I just feel like those are harder to sell. But this was put on Twitter. Maybe he's lying. Might be. Or might be trying to promote something or some type of service. Because, sometimes people, they'll be saying stuff and then they'll be like, oh, check out this link so I can help you. Or if you want to put your book on Amazon, here's how. Go to my link. But I hate when I be losing my train of thought. Brand deals. So, a lot of people be talking about how they want brand deals, right? And again, I've gotten brand deals through my website more than anything. Now, I got rid of that website. It ended up selling, which was cool. But I feel like if you want to make money, probably having a website, well, actually, I don't know. Because the climate is so different now, but I do think it's better if you own some sort of territory for yourself, because just like with everything that's happening with TikTok and how TikTok, is going through all these changes with the swap over of ownership and terms and conditions and stuff like that, or, they're in control of your, I guess, content. It's probably better to have another way for people to access you, whether it be that, having a website or an email list. Because when it comes with like brands, So many people want to work with brands, but then they not creating content related to the brands that they want to work for. For example, like if let me think of something. Let's say you want to work with Pizza Hut. Okay, you need to be creating multiple content around pizza places or around Pizza Hut, or you feature Pizza Hut in your vlogs or something. And it has to be multiple times, and you have to tag them multiple times. Because I will say that's how I've gotten on some brands' radar where they've sent me free stuff, is because I had tagged them multiple times. And I was actually no, I'm not gonna say that because that's an experiment I want to do, and I'm gonna tell y'all about it later. But actually, let me write that down before I forget. But I just think that so many people focus on Google AdSense, me included, because I am very much focused on it, but it's more so because the watch hours and everything. It's just a whole freaking process, and I don't want to like lose my watch hours within this time frame. Anyways, I just had to type that real quick. But how did I get here? What was I originally talking about? I completely forgot what I was. Oh, yeah. So for me, when I come on here, now don't get me wrong, I should be on here with my hair done, probably looking a bit more presentable. But hey, it's late, so y'all gonna get what I give you. You know what I mean? Yes, thank you. Different streams of income. You can also sell physical products, if you want to sell bottles, like actual let's say water bottles, and then you put the design on it. You could sell those, or graphic tees, or hats, different stuff like that. You said you had something to tell us. I did. I was more so talking about, I think I just more so was written about the introvert thing. Yes, it's late and past your bedtime too. Hey, Casey. It is never past my bedtime, because normally I stay up till like 2 a.m. to be honest. I should stop doing that. But actually, that's a lie, because normally I'll fall asleep like around 10, but then I'll wake up and then I'll stay up till, like, I'll probably fall asleep around 10, wake up at 12, depending. It depends on the day, and then I'll fall back asleep and then wake up again and stay up another hour. But how are you doing? But yeah, I don't know. I think the thing was just the fact that the perception of me, people think that I guess I'm not an introvert, had me kind of like, I think it's because the way people view people on social media, they just think, oh, you just like to talk, or, oh, you're extrovert, so you naturally can talk. No, I taught myself. It's just like I'm coming out with a video. Yeah, I'll share that. Here he go again. I'm doing good. That's good. I'm glad. So I was actually going to come out with a video about my experience with social anxiety, because I feel like so many people don't understand that when it comes with having social anxiety, you really have to get yourself out of your comfort zone in order for you to not have it as much. Because I still get social anxiety when I interact with people, new people, or people I'm not comfortable around. But I mean, if you don't put yourself out there, it's gonna be very hard for you to grow out of having social anxiety. And I think with a lot of things, it's just the fact that people I think I just think a lot of people don't like change and they don't like trying, to be honest, or getting out of their comfort zone. Cuz I know I don't. I really do not like getting out of my comfort zone, but sometimes I'm put in situations where I have to, or sometimes I will tell myself like, you know what, you need to do this. For example, that's a good video. I have social anxiety too. That's why I don't like being in places with a lot of people unless everyone is in their own world, like a concert. Same, like, I don't know. For example, I like going to festivals, but I prefer to go in the morning where there's not going to be too many people there. It's just easier to navigate because you just never know. Like you don't know what time people be on, and it's also just all the random interactions you might have. I don't know. I pick and choose when to be sociable. I say that. That's one of the reasons why I told myself, okay, that's fine. That's one of the reasons why I told myself I was going to force myself to be social once a month, because last year I was not social at all. And I realize the older I get, it's a problem for me to not be as sociable. For a few different reasons. You know, cuz I've realized I have some flaws that I really do need to work on when it comes to socializing. And I think that me being more sociable with, at the very least, my actual friends, it would be helpful to me. But yeah. I don't know. I just think that when it comes to like a lot of things that make you anxious, it's about, what is the word? It's called what is the word? Exposure therapy, where it's like you kind of have to put yourself in those situations to get used to them, and not like to the point where you feel absolutely uncomfortable, but it's like you have to repetitively do it to help yourself, because again, a lot of people don't want to get out of their comfort zone. A lot of people don't want to try new things, don't want to talk to new people, which I get because I don't like talking to people. That's why it's so easy. It's like I'm talking to y'all and I know y'all are there watching me, but at the same time, I don't see you. I don't see you. So it's like it's not the same thing. And I really wonder what the studies are gonna show when it comes to social media years from now. Cause man, I know we gonna be messed up. I really wonder what the studies will show, because social media has very much impacted us negatively in the long run. Like, don't get me wrong, I very much appreciate some social media sites. I truly appreciate YouTube. So thankful, because it's a way for me to make more money, a way for me to connect to other people like you guys, a way for me to express myself and potentially connect to even more people that are interested in things that I like. Like, I still say I think it's so cool that I can create reaction videos about shows and movies that people watched or grew up with, and people can watch my stuff and they're like, man, I had those similar thoughts. And it's like, I'm talking with somebody in freaking Switzerland, you know what I mean? Somebody that watched a similar movie, and they're like, yeah, I thought that same way, and I'm so glad you made this video. I don't know. it just hit different, I will say. And it really just makes me feel some type of way. In a good way. But social media is also bad. I actually made a video about it that I'm going to I may post it this week because it was a long rant. It was like a 30-minute almost rant I went on about social media. Like, I don't even think I made jokes in that video. I was so dead ass. Because I was so annoyed about something I saw earlier. But yeah. Alright, so now let's get into the topics. That's crazy. I almost rambled for, well, I rambled for 40 minutes about nothing. Okay, so I thought this was interesting, and this goes into the topic of the social media video that I'm about to be posting. But there was this, I think he was like a fitness coach influencer, right? And he died. His name was Dimitri Nuyanzin, I think it is. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name wrong. But so this fitness coach influencer, right? He was trying to gain 50 pounds in a fast amount of time and then lose it. And he ended up creating this as a challenge that he was supposed to have with his clients, okay? Now, this man, hey Grimy, how are you? Now, this man gained 30 pounds in 1 month, right? He was binge eating a whole bunch of different food. Like, this man was binge eating a whole bunch of mayo on sandwiches, big greasy burgers. He was trying to gain all this weight, the 50 pounds, and then lose it as fast as he got it. Now, he gained the 30 pounds in 1 month. And what ended up happening was, I think this happened last week. He ended up saying he didn't feel well. And he ended up dying in his sleep because I believe he had like heart failure or something like that, because, you know, you're not supposed to gain all that weight and consume all that stuff like that. And it really made me think about how people really be doing stuff for clout, bro. Like, people really be putting their health in danger for social media. And it's bewildering to me, you know? Like, it's really sad to think about how some people will do stuff for social media, like do performances and stuff, all for, you know, them to go viral. And it's like, now you're not here anymore. I think I heard something like that happening to someone else. I think, so there's this other situation where, like, it was this mukbanger. Y'all might have heard this story. I think this happened not last year, but the year before last, where it was this mukbanger. I can't remember if she was Korean, but that was her job. Her job was to eat food and consume food. And she ended up getting surgery. I don't know if she got like a gastric sleeve or gastric bypass. I don't know what exactly she got, but she ended up getting a surgery. And you know, when you get those surgeries, you're not supposed to eat a whole bunch of food. Like, your stomach shrinks and you're not supposed to consume as much food. So a lot of times people will eat mad smaller portions than they were eating before. I know of a couple people that got the gastric sleeve as well as the gastric bypass, and they either could not eat that much or they weren't eating at all, which to me was insane. You know, but I get people want to lose weight, but, you know, it's a a lot to get those types of surgeries. You know what I mean? But yeah, so this woman, she got the surgery and then proceeded to eat what she wasn't supposed to eat. Yes, doctor now. Yes, exactly. like always telling people, like, you know, you're gonna off yourself if you're not making better choices. So she proceeded to get on her live stream, gorging herself out on food, binging the food, and end up tapping out of life on her live stream. And I'm just like, bro, I know you gotta make money. Okay, I get it. But my gosh, I don't know, you know, it's depressing when you, like, it really gives Twilight, or it really gives some sort of other, what is that show, Black Mirror or something, because man, I just don't understand when people do the most to go viral and then stuff like that happens, and then you still have people doing stuff like that. Like, you still have people moving that way. I don't know. It's just really sad. Because even, for example, even when I was doing mukbangs, I always thought it was funny because I remember somebody had told me they were like, finally somebody who eating a reasonable amount of food. And I was like, there are other mukbangers who eat regularly. You know what I mean? But they were like, nah, it's not that many. A lot of people be eating a whole bunch of food. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I will not be gorging myself out on no food for nobody. I eat till I'm full. And then I save the rest for later. But I don't know. It's just, a lot of people don't be thinking about their health long-term wise. Or a lot of it's performative, or I don't know. It's just really unfortunate the way people view social media and the impact it has on people. Again, I'll be coming out with my video on that probably this week or next week, where I go into much more detail about the different stuff that I was thinking about in relation to social media and the impact it has on people. Because, yeah, I don't know. It's just a strange place to be right now. All right, now it's time for the actual other topics. So, this is a Reddit post. As you guys know, I do read Reddit stories and stuff, and then we all react to it together. So it says, have you ever realized your friends are boring as S? Hi, so the person who wrote this, they are female in their 40s. They said, the title really says it all. I have spent years building a wonderful family of friends who really would do anything for me and I for them. They were a lifeline for me because I was very unlucky in love. 2 years ago, I met the most wonderful man who really made me feel loved and blessed and like I was no longer lost. Unfortunately, we broke up, I think. When he gets stressed, he stops communicating. And when he stops communicating, even when I could reasonably infer why my anxiety goes into overdrive, and this time I couldn't control myself. Okay. The way they wrote that was weird. It said, basically they said they broke up because of whatever reason, and her man, when he gets stressed, he don't talk to her, and then her anxiety gets overwhelmed because of it, and yeah. So she says, now would be the time to run to my family and friends for that support. But all I can think about is how dull they are. How I hate all their little hobbies. How unfair it is they all have wonderful spouses and partners. Why couldn't I be so lucky? That doesn't even sound like sounds like a completely different problem. Before you say there are plenty of fish in the sea, just don't. I don't want to go through this ever again. It was hard for me to believe he loved me. I couldn't believe I finally found what seemed like the perfect fit. It made sense why we both had been so unlucky before, and it was faithful that we wound up here together. I don't want to try to adapt to someone else and their quirks and likes and love languages. I never let myself truly fall, and it's unlikely I will ever do it again, so I'm done. I just want to know how anyone who has dull friends ever goes back to hanging out with them again. This sounds like a horrible person, in all honesty, because it's like, also, I haven't been able to really get on with my family for a long time, so that's not an option either. I wonder why. Like, this literally sounds like a horrible person, bro, because my thing is, you mad because you broke up and you want to go to your family and friends and vent to them, but you low-key bitter that they got hobbies and they got wonderful partners. That sounds like you boring. That's what that sounds like. That's actually mad crazy to me. Hey, Tyler, how are you? I'm pretty good. Right? They do sound rude because it's like, how dare you? Because I'm not going to lie, you know, my thing is, if seems like she don't even like her life, it really does, you know, because don't get me wrong, I understand going through breakups. Breakups are hard. It really is. It's really rough when you like somebody and stuff doesn't work out and then you're back single again. But it's like she going from saying her friends are boring to hating on her friends to talking about how she mad about her breakup to her friend, she hating on her friends and feeling jealous to the breakup. It's like the issue sounds like it's you. Also, the fact that they said I haven't been able to really get on with my family, like, you know, there are some people where I look at them and I'm like, you might be the problem. You might be the problem. I went through a breakup with my ex-girlfriend, Lena Zhu. I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope you're getting on okay, because I don't know, breakups are always a rough time. They are always really rough, and you really got to go through the motions, feel your feels, and, you know, there's a better outcome on the end of the tunnel. You know, hopefully, I know for me, one of the things that helped me was like diving myself into hobbies, working a lot or learning something new, or, you know, taking time to really reflect on a relationship, because I feel like a lot of people aren't honest with themselves. Like, a lot of people will not reflect on relationships. They will not reflect on what they did wrong. Like, it does annoy me when people tell me, oh, the only thing I did wrong was I loved too hard. You telling me you didn't do anything wrong? Like, even for me, there were some things I know I did wrong. For example, I probably knew I shouldn't have been talking to that person. I seen signs and I continued to talk to them because I was lonely. And I knew that, you know? Now, that doesn't give them a pass for if they did something like disrespectful or if they cheated, but it's like sometimes there are signs. Sometimes there are signs where you can see like, this wasn't a good fit. Or sometimes it's just like y'all were incompatible. Because that was something else I learned. I didn't do anything wrong. Well, y'all could be incompatible. That could be something as well. But because I know for me, there were some situations where I realized like, oh, me and this person aren't compatible. So, I mean, the breakup would happen. And sometimes it could take time to look back on things like, that's where I messed up at, or that's when I realized stuff wasn't where it should have been. But I feel like it's always something to learn from a relationship, and it's not always about blaming the other person. But I feel like a lot of people have a hard time about reflecting, like, on the relationship as a whole, or they'll only feel negatively about what was done to them versus looking from the other person's perspective too. It just really depends. Okay, the next topic. This was written by a 29-year-old male, and it is about a 27-year-old female. It says, am I wrong for ending things with a girl because she slept with someone during the talking phase? This girl and I hooked up about 1.5 years ago when she came to visit. I have known this girl my whole life. After it happened, she professed she had feelings for me, and I told her it probably wasn't going to work. Harsh, I know, but I have a past with cheaters, and she has a past with cheating, and we live in different cities. I felt like it was a mistake at the time, so I cut it off. I can understand that. Personally, I'm like, if somebody cheated before, I'm gonna be honest, they probably gonna cheat on you too. Unless it was like they cheated when they were younger, like teenager, and then you probably date them when they're in their 30s or something like that, or late 20s. I come to find out that basically for the last year and a half, she has been actively texting my family and our mutual friends about how interested she is, that she wants to date me. That Christmas of last year in 2024, she saw me around the holidays and cut off something with some other guy because she still had feelings. She was pushing hard to get in a relationship with me, but I basically didn't give it the time of day because I wasn't ready to open that box given our histories. To make a long story short, this past Christmas, I've decided to come around to the idea. We've had a lot of deep talks. I took her out on 2 dates, and we decided to see where this generally goes. She tells me basically she's been sleeping with the same guy from 2024 for the past couple weeks because she didn't think I liked her and was ever. She didn't think I liked her and wasn't ever going to come around. Fine, no problems there. For context, there's a lot going on in my life, so I haven't been sleeping with anyone or seeing anyone for like 6 months, and I told her that as well. However, she always complained I didn't show any effort or reciprocation, and I knew it'd mean a lot to her if I flew out to see her for a couple of days in her city. I'm staying with her as well. Well, on our last date, I basically told her that when I go back to my respective city, I'm not going to sleep or go on dates with anyone else. She said in response, well, I'm not going to just sleep around a bunch. I feel like you're asking me to drop everything and I need to tie up some loose ends when I go back to my city. That's kind of wild. I'm not going to lie. That's kind of wild. So she was thinking like this guy wasn't really going to do anything, and then he finally starts, taking her out on a date, trying to see what's happening. He plans to fly her out. He decided to take the next moves, take the next steps. He was going to fly out to see her, and on their last date, he says exclusively, I'm not going to talk to anybody else. And she says she's not going to sleep around a bunch. And she said, I feel like you're asking me to drop everything and I need to tie up some loose ends when I go back to my city. I'm not going to lie. To the streets, I would just be done with her. I would not do, I didn't do anything. Oh, it's the same response. My bad. I'm gonna be honest. I would not entertain somebody that was like that. Because my thing, I don't know. If I'm dating someone, I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to hear nothing about anybody else. I don't want to hear nothing about your escapades or what you're doing. However, if I share with you, hey, I'm gonna be exclusive because I want to be exclusive with you. Now, I do feel like maybe there kind of could have been a conversation. However, if this guy is saying that this lady has been telling his friends, his family, I like him, I really like him, I want him, I like him, and then he finally starts making an effort. Keep in mind, he did take like a whole year. I'll be honest, he did take like a whole year, so she probably wasn't thinking nothing serious. Dang it. I gotta blow my nose. I was doing so well. But I don't know. If it was me, I'd be like, nah. Cause no. So she needs to go. That's how I feel too. He says, I planned on having a conversation with her to ask if she's still sleeping with this person, but I'm not sure if I'm in the wrong here or haven't communicated enough that I don't want her actively sleeping with someone else. For some context, our families know each other and go way back. Same religion and culture, and our community talks. So whenever I get involved with women from our same culture and community, I tend to take things seriously and not sleep around to give it a fair chance. My flight is in a week, and while I understand it's a boundary of mine that I have, it feels that she's pulled back since I've shown interest and is treating this as a casual fling and is not taking it as seriously as I am. I'm grappling with the idea of whether I made myself clear enough initially to tell her I'm uncomfortable with what she's doing and this isn't going to work. If she is indeed still sleeping with this guy, or if this is going to come as a shock and a lack of communication from my end. I think some of this hinges on the fact that she's expressed that she's wanted this so badly to others, and now that I'm here, that I kind of expected she just stop sleeping with this other dude and cut things off after I expressed to her that I had no plans of seeing someone else. I'm at a crossroads and could use some advice. My thing is, okay, so two things. I feel like this guy isn't clear on communication either. So maybe she expects him to say like, okay, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. But you just saying, hey, I'm not sleeping with somebody else is not exactly saying we're boyfriend and girlfriend. You know what I mean? To some people, that could seem like you're being exclusive, which to a degree you are. However, it's like some people need to hear the phrase, will you be my girlfriend? Will you be my boyfriend? I'll even give y'all a little detailed background about me. Normally I did require when I was dating somebody seriously, I wanted them to ask me, like, hey, I like you, will you be my girlfriend? My husband is probably the only guy who never directly asked me. And it's only because, like, I don't know, we just knew. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was like because we were spending so much time together, it was almost an automatic thing where it was just like, I have no doubt. And I feel like that's also the thing, too, that a lot of people don't realize. You will not question stuff if there's no need to ask the question. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like, when I think about times that I dated guys in the past, I always would get anxiety. And okay. I don't know how y'all feel about butterflies, right? Right, need to be clear. Right. Or will you be my Valentine? Yes, T-berries. You know, T-berries, a part of me feels like some sort that was shade a little bit. But anyways, I could be misreading. But okay, when I think about, you know how people will tell you about how they would get butterflies when they would date somebody, you know, or they would be like, oh my gosh, like I just feel this feeling. I have a theory, and I could be wrong, but I'll go off my feeling. So for me, whenever I had butterflies, when I think about that feeling, I had it with every single person I dated except my husband. And for me, it was more anxiety than butterflies. It was like it was like this overwhelming panic feeling where it was like, oh, I really like this person. Is this the person for me? Like what's happening? Is he really interested in me? Are things gonna work out? And that's how my butterflies were, which always ended up bad. Always. And then with my husband, when I dated him, I was attracted to him, but I never got butterflies. I just felt peaceful. And I feel like, in my opinion, from my experience, again, I don't know how other people's butterflies are. They might be completely different from mine, but mine gave me anxiety. Whenever I felt butterflies, it was anxiousness. It wasn't, ooh, for me, it's more panic. Is this my man, or am I about to be back on the streets hunting for a man? Like, literally. I only caught the last part of the story when you mentioned people should ask to be your girlfriend, boyfriend. Listen, I think it just depends on the person, because again, like I said, if people make it easy to see stuff, to see like, okay, this is how we move in, this is the relationship we have, you know, it ain't no question if you mind or not. And in my case, I never questioned anything when it came to my husband. I didn't get no anxiety with that man. Completely different situation. And I feel like people should listen to their anxiety sometimes. I really do feel like people should listen to it. Because sometimes you having anxiety can be a protecting factor. Sometimes. Like, there are different forms of anxiety when it comes to dating, in my opinion. But there are some forms where it's like, oh no, this panic attack you're having, this is not ideal. This means this is not the right person for you. But that's how I see it. But then again, I've always been an anxious person. So for me, when it came to my man, I was like, oh, I feel calm. This is different. I feel peaceful. I don't feel nervous. I don't feel scared that he's going to up and leave me. Then I had to talk to God, and I was like, listen, is this him or what? And then I got scared. I got more so scared because I'm like, am I ready for this? If y'all ever saw that video, because I made a video about the way my husband and I started dating, and that was, I'm not gonna lie, I almost messed it up. I really almost dropped the ball because I was so terrified. As far as like, I didn't have anxiety, but I was just terrified because I was like, I don't think a lot of people realize that sometimes when you meet your person, it can be a scary thing because it's like, you think you're ready until it happens, and then you're like, whoa, wait. Is this the person for me? Am I ready for this? Am I ready to be a wife? And some people will say, like, yeah, I'm ready to be a wife, but it's like, are you? I don't know. It's just a weird experience. And then when you see them, when you get married, it's like, wow. Actually, no. For me, it was just like, after I had been with him for, I think 3 months, literally, because one thing I will say, we don't argue, we debate, if that makes sense. So normally when I would date people, they would piss me off at some point in time in the first 3 months. I'm not going to hold you. I don't know why people would piss me off, but in the first 3 months, I would always end up getting into an argument. And normally it was over another woman or something disrespectful. However, with my husband, I've never had that argument. I've never had to have that discussion. And it's just very, I just think relationships should not be a struggle. You know, I'm not saying that a relationship will be completely without, I guess, arguments or debates. But what I'm saying is you should not be having to fight to be with somebody. It should be very simple. Sure, y'all may have disagreements, you know, but it won't be nothing extensive or like extreme. And I don't know. I feel like people make relationships harder than they need to be. I really do. But anyways, because whenever I talk with people, I remember it was a couple of guys that told me when they realize they don't fight with a new girl that they're talking to, they feel like the girl doesn't really care about them. Or they feel as though it's boring. Or they would prefer to talk to somebody crazy because it's exciting. And I'm like, what? That does not make sense. That does not make sense to me. But some people think that way. And some people are so used to turmoil and so used to arguments that they don't realize that sometimes being in relationships can be, I won't say easy, but it's not, it doesn't have to be as hard as people make it out to be. And the only reason why I feel like people make it hard is because they're selfish and they think singularly. If you don't think singularly, it won't be hard. But again, that's just based off of what I've seen in my own personal experience. Let me blow my nose. Anyways. All right. So next topic. I do not know why my nose always gets stopped up when I come down here and record. Stream. It says, an old friend reached out after 2 years of silence to invite me to her wedding. So I think this is a friendship-related story. It says, hi, everyone. I'm looking for some outside perspective because I'm emotionally involved and I'm not sure if I'm being unfair or just protecting myself. So both of the people in this situation are 32-year-old females. I had a friendship with this girl, let's call her Jess, since 2017. Over time, the friendship started to feel increasingly one-sided. I was always present for her problems, emotional struggles, and life events. But when it came to my own achievements or good things happening in my life, I often felt a lack of genuine happiness or support from her. Okay. There was a subtle but constant sense of comparison and insecurity on her side. Man, this sounds like a very relatable situation that I went through. Which I will talk a little bit about that once I finish reading this. Oh my gosh. Over it. Anyways. For example, she seemed to value being in a relationship or following a more traditional life path, marriage, etc., and I often felt looked down on for being single and focused on my personal and professional growth. You know, it really sucks, truly sucks, that people put so much weight on having a relationship as you get older. It really does. Like, you can be, having different things going on in your life and stuff, and people will ask, are you dating? Are you married? Girl, didn't I just tell you I got other stuff going on? Why are we worried about that? Like, I'll even take me for example. I noticed that after I got married, some people started treating me mad different. Like, they wanted to talk to me more because I'm married. And that joke is weird to me. And it was like some family members did that to me. And I did not like that because I'm like, where was you at all these years? Like, why do you want to talk to me now that I got a husband? Or why do you want to talk to him so bad? I don't know. Like, that's weird. Very much so. Like, we trying to pay off debt here. Exactly. Exactly. I swear, like, the focus of society on women needing to be married or looking down upon women if they're not married is weird. That junk is so weird. That's just like my husband and I forgot why we were talking about it. I think it was because I had saw something on social media last night on Facebook, and we were talking about how I hate when I lose my freaking train of thought. We were talking about how I hate when this junk be happening to me, bro. Like, I really just be yapping, and then like my mind be hopping from topic to topic, and then I lose it. I really hate this for me. Like, that really just jarred me and cut me freaking off. Let me go and repeat what I just said to go back. I was saying how the focus is on getting married for women. Traditional. Oh, that's what it was. That's what I thought about. Okay, so I was talking to some family members recently, right? And it's always so interesting listening to the older generation and them sharing like their experiences. And I remember one of my relatives, they were talking about how since they're in their 50s, 60s, how men will look down at women who have not been married yet. Like, they'll look at them like, oh, is something wrong with you if you've never been married? And I feel like that's not a thing nowadays, like millennials. I feel like that's not something that people would experience nowadays. But I know with the older generation, that's how they view things. And to me, I'm like, that's crazy because you could have been focusing on other stuff. And, to me, I'm just like, I don't understand why people put so much, I guess, pressure on women getting married, even in this economy, because it's like, overall, my thing is, it don't mean anything to get married if you marry the wrong person. Like, I just don't understand. I really don't. And people be so focused about people getting married, but it's like, I've seen so many people, bro. So many people get married to the wrong people. Even I knew they shouldn't have been marrying those people, but they did still marry them, and then they ended up getting a divorce. Or they still going through a divorce. Or they just staying with them out of convenience, and they unhappy. And I'm like, so you would rather see somebody get married and be in a happy situation, or know that somebody get married and got divorced? What sense does that make? None. Like, what's wrong with just, not necessarily waiting for the right person, but also, yes, waiting for the right person and not settling, because a lot of women nowadays, shoot, even a lot of men have learned that this is what I like, this is what I don't like, and they're not settling. And to me, that's commendable because a lot of people settle. A lot of people will get married and get in long-term situations and stay with people because they feel like they had no other options, or they feel like it's just easier for them to settle because they already know that person. I can't tell you how many people, bro, how many people I have seen where they are just settling because it's easier and they don't want to try to meet somebody new. It's actually quite sad. But there is a lot of pressure that society puts on women to get married. And I don't know. I just think it's weird. I think it's mad crazy, like in my case, for some people to treat me differently because I got married. Why? Why does that matter? How does that affect you? It don't. It does not. So why you want to be close to me or knowing what I got going on? It's just weird. I don't know. And I understand that getting married is a goal for a lot of people. Getting married was never a goal for me. Staying married is the goal for me, which I feel like is a big difference. I really do feel like it's a big difference. Um, because I've met a lot of girls my age, right, and they shouldn't have. They really shouldn't have. But I've met a lot of girls my age that would share with me how they dreamed of having, certain types of weddings and stuff like that, and the white picket fence, and the dog, and the 2, 3 kids. And sometimes I be wondering, I'm like, where did y'all get this concept from? Because a lot of y'all had the same exact dream. Is it like some factory rule book y'all getting? Like, why do so many people have this as a want? Not saying there's anything wrong with it, but it's just really interesting to me that I've met so many women that want that. And it just makes me concerned a little bit because some of the women, not all of them, but some of the women that have said they wanted that, I noticed that they would land themselves in situations they shouldn't have been in when it came to dating, where they were so focused on marriage or like getting married that they would entertain men that I feel like they should not have been entertaining, men that disrespected them or treated them not the best. And it really sucks. Right, like I want to get married, but it's not the main thing. Like for me, I just want to pay off my debts and live a little. Exactly. And I like that because I feel like so many people lose themselves when it comes to both getting married as well as having kids. And when it comes to having kids, it happens because, I'm sorry, 9 times out of 10, the mom is normally the main one doing everything. That's normally, unfortunately, how it goes a lot of times. But I feel like there's nothing wrong with focusing on yourself, figuring stuff out, and doing what you want to do, because depending on who you married to, sometimes, again, I've seen so many people where they'll get married and then they have to change the stuff that they do completely, where they don't have no freedom, which is crazy to me. Like, it's one thing if you was out here thotting it up, you know what I mean? But it's another thing if you was just hanging out with your friends that aren't problematic, and then your man is like trying to cut you off from everybody. No, girl, no. They don't want you to be happy. They want you to be miserable. I don't think that's what it is. Like the people that's in my business, I think it's more so because they are religious in a certain way. They are looking at the situation like, oh, you're doing what you're supposed to do. Now, mind you, these people do not know that I don't want kids. So I feel like they would have more of an issue with that. That's why I'm looking like, I don't understand why you're so interested in, I guess, that. Because to me, it's like, this doesn't really concern you. I just feel like people being nosy because it's me. And I'm a private person. Like, I share with y'all on here probably more than I do a lot of people. But it's like, I think just because I'm private and I don't expose too much about my personal life, that's why people be kind of like, oh, I want to meet him. I want to get to know him. I want to see what type of person he is. And they've heard like mostly good things about my husband. So it's like they're very interested because he's been hyped up so much. But I'm like, you guys have met him. Now, whether you talked to him was a different story. It's just the fact that they never met him when he was actually my husband at that point. I'm like, I don't see the point when y'all don't talk to me. I don't see the point. Oh, yeah, they definitely have something to say. I don't think they would say, well, they'll talk about us not having kids for sure. Like, I had to realize not everybody wants kids, and that's okay. Yeah. Again, I feel like people be too focused on what be happening in my cooch. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, brother, not everybody wants the same things. And people will look at me sideways, and I'm like, for why though? Why are you looking at me sideways? Because I remember it was this video that popped up where this guy was like, if you don't want to have kids, it's something wrong with you. You're a selfish person. And I'm like, there are a lot of people who have kids and are very selfish. Like, some people have kids so that they don't have to clean the house. I've heard it. I've heard people say that out their mouths. There are some people who have kids just so they can have somebody to take care of them. I can't tell you how many people have told me that. Or have asked me. I remember I had to get a EKG done and an x-ray done. And the person was just doing small talk with me. And they asked me, they were like, yeah, do you have any kids? And I was like, no, I don't plan on having any. What? What? I'm like, yeah, I don't plan on having any. Really? And I'm like, yeah, I definitely made my mind up about that. Well, what are you going to do when you get older? It's something to think about. And I was just like, bro. Yes, that part, because some people think everybody has to be kids. Yes. Wow, that's sad and a sad excuse to have kids. It is. It really is. And I remember somebody, because I had made a video about all the reasons why I didn't want to have kids. And I had one person where they were like, let's see how you feel when you in your 60s and you'll have nobody to take care of you. And I was like, bro, there are lots of people who have kids and their kids don't want anything to do with them. And it's mad crazy for you to assume that you will have a kid that's going to be your backup to take care of you when you get older. Because there's no guarantee that they're going to want to take care of you. And when I said that, they didn't say anything else. I feel like they deleted that comment. But I'm just like, it's crazy for you to put a responsibility on a kid that isn't even born yet, bro. Mad crazy. Both of you made that decision. Exactly. And that was another thing that I mentioned where it's always so interesting to me because for years I was saying, I want to have kids. I want to have kids. I want to have kids. And then when the moment when I said my boyfriend or when my husband was my boyfriend and then when he became my husband, I was like, yeah, my husband doesn't want to have kids either. That's when people left it alone and they didn't say anything else. And I'm like, wow, so him saying he didn't want to have kids was like the end all be all for y'all. But when I kept saying no, 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 y'all wasn't listening to me and then kept saying I'll change my mind. Kiss my ass. Like, I swear, like, people are just so sexist, for one. And just so, like the thinking is like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like people were trained to think a way and they think that's the way you're supposed to think. I've always been unconventional in everything that I did. Always. So, you know, it's, for me, it's like this isn't really a surprising turn of events for my life. But whenever I talk to other people who are naturally conventional, they're just like, really? Like, this is the thing you're also not going to be conventional on? And I'm like, hell yeah. Yes. I don't know. I have to remember that everyone handles things differently and has different ways of life. I just wish people were more accepting of the way that I did things as well. But that's none of my business because I don't talk to those people like that anyways. For a good reason, obviously. But anyways, I really got off track again. Okay, so it says, old friend reached out after 2 years of silence to invite me to her wedding. Both people are 32. I had a friendship with Jess since 2017. Over time, the friendship started to feel increasingly one-sided. I was always present for her problems, emotional struggles, and life events. But when it came to my own achievements or good things happening in my life, I often felt a lack of genuine happiness or support from her. There was a subtle but constant sense of comparison and insecurity on her side. For example, she seemed to value being in a relationship or following a more traditional life path, marriage, etc., and I often felt looked down upon for being single and focused on my personal and professional growth. For example, she didn't invite me to some outings with other couples because I was single, and I made her feel uncomfortable. Okay. So I can understand if this was like a couples event and she wasn't invited and there wasn't any other single people. However, if you invited your whole friend group, could have invited her. I then started dating for a while, but eventually left that relationship. When I was talking to her about feeling better now that it was over, she said, "You say that because you didn't need it. The money because my ex was wealthy." That's crazy. It's giving gold digger. I then passed my bar exam and opened my own firm as a lawyer. Okay. That's not easy to do. She kept talking about how she would never be able to live like I do, that my job was too unstable, and she was glad she had a contract and worked for someone else so she could always count with the money at the end of the month. She then proceeded to say, "You don't have that many clients, do you?" She sounded like a B word. As if trying to make herself feel better by convincing herself I wasn't doing well. These comments she kept making weren't overtly cruel, but they made me feel small, uncomfortable, and hesitant to share my good news. Yeah, like some people, I'm gonna come back around to that because I have my own personal story. But there are some people who really don't be wanting to see you do well. And there are some people that you cannot share certain information with or certain things with because they will be negative or they will try to belittle stuff that you've done. I think that's also one of the reasons why I don't really share my YouTube channel like that, because I don't like the thought process of somebody I'm cool with looking at it as small. You know what I mean? Because I'm sensitive about my craft. I'm sensitive about the content I make. And I don't know, I feel like it would hurt my feelings if, somebody saw my channel and they were just like, you don't really have much going on there, do you? I don't know. Like, I feel like that would make me feel so bad if someone did that to me. Hey, yo, Blurmatic, how are you? They really don't. They really don't. Something I've noticed with a certain somebody I used to share with, especially if it was with a guy, something would go wrong. Yeah, like, sometimes I feel like you gotta be careful about what you share with people or specific people, or sometimes you do. You just need to keep things to yourself and just write in a journal or talk to God about it, because not everybody will be happy for you or will speak positivity on it. I'm good, Jess. How are you? I'm alright. My nose, I keep having to blow my nose, but other than that, I'm okay. It's good that you're doing well. But yeah, you have to be very careful about what you share with other people. For sure. Had to stop sharing stuff with that friend. Yeah, like, I'm going to come back to my little story because I was, I get to yapping. But okay. It says, over time, I realized I was shrinking myself around her to keep the peace. The worst part was when I bought an apartment, and when I shared the great news with her, she didn't take it well. She seemed upset and said that she would never leave her parents' house to live in an apartment, and that she would build her own house in her own terms, but would never live in an apartment. I tried to show her some pictures, but she wasn't interested in even looking at them. She just changed the subject and ignored my achievement. She distanced herself after that, but then came back to tell me she was going to build a house with her new boyfriend. Competition, brother. Competition. True, sometimes best not to share with certain folks. They use against, sometimes fall out with them. Exactly. Like, I don't know. Some people are just weird. Truly just weird. But it says, around 2 years ago, I slowly distanced myself. There was no fight. I just stopped initiating contact because I felt emotionally drained. During those 2 years, she never checked in, never asked how I was, and never reached out in any meaningful way. She just proceeded to continue to hang out with the rest of our friend group without me and stopped inviting me. Recently, completely out of the blue, she messaged me saying she hoped my distance wasn't due to something she had done, that she understands friendships fade, and then added that she's getting married and wanted to invite me because she wouldn't feel right not doing so. What hurt me the most wasn't the wedding itself, but the fact that there was no real interest in my life after 2 years of silence. The message felt centered on her milestone, not on rebuilding a connection, and it felt like I was being contacted when it suddenly suited her again. I don't believe she's malicious. I think a lot of her behavior comes from insecurity and lack of self-awareness, but the cumulative effect of the friendship genuinely hurt me and affected my self-esteem. I haven't replied yet. Part of me feels guilty. Ugh. Sorry, y'all. Part of me feels guilty for not responding at all and worries I'm being too harsh. Another part of me feels that responding would mean once again putting my own emotional comfort aside to accommodate someone who didn't do the same for me. So my question is, would you respond at all to the situation? Honestly, I don't even want to respond to her message, but I don't want to be cruel. But at the same time, I'm tired of shrinking myself to make her feel better about herself. She seemed like she mad at her friend, at the friend. So I've been in almost the, I won't say the exact same situation, because I feel like the person that I'm gonna talk about was actually was not bad as this person. Was not as bad as this person. But I remember I had this friend, known her for a long time, years. We stopped being cool, and then we got back being cool again. But ever since I'd known her, she always did this thing where she would compete with me with everything. It did not matter. Whether people paid me attention more than her, in our relationship, who was happiest, which was weird. I remember there were times when I would peep game, like I would tell her, you know, some good news that I had. And I remember I had a group chat, and I remember in this group chat, everybody else was supportive when I had good news except her. And it was very clear. She would change the subject. And then later, excuse me, later I would find out that she, let me give y'all an example. Why does my nose feel like that? Thank you. Oh, okay. So let's say my husband took me on a really nice date somewhere, right? And normally I don't brag about stuff we do. Like I normally don't do that. You know what I mean? However, this was something I really wanted to do, and he surprised me. So I hop in the group chat, tell the girls in the group chat. Everyone comments, because normally I don't share. Normally I do not share anything about myself, for real, for real. I share this. All the girls are happy for me. That's romantic. That's sweet. I love that. They ask me more in-depth questions about, the place or whatever, because they might want to go. She does not say anything. She reads it, because I see that she read it, because the little notification shows up. She doesn't say anything. Nothing. She changed the subject, right? I'm like, okay, that's weird. Later, I find out from her actual boyfriend that she went off on him about how he didn't do something similar for her. And I felt so bad for him, because I was like, dang, that's crazy. And after some time went by, situations like that will repetitively pop up, where if I share good news, she would react that way, where she would not have a reaction at all, would change the subject. And then eventually I stopped sharing completely, right? And I remember she was like, why don't you share? And I'm like, what do you mean, why don't I share? And she was like, why don't you be sharing anything about yourself? And I'm like, I'm like, girl, you only want to hear if it's something bad, to be honest with me. I'm like, you're going to compare yourself. It's probably best I don't. It's probably best I don't. One friend left on red, being pushy in a way not the user expects support in return. Left on red since earlier this month. I'm sorry, man. Like, some people just move weird, mad weird. And it really sucks. Wow, that's messed up and foul, and she must have made it about her. That's insane. Yeah, yeah. Why? She a hater of your success. Real talk. Good. Got away from her jazz. Right, which is kind of a weird approach. I won't exactly say how that friendship ended because it was just too much that actually happened in the end of that friendship. However, I will say that's when I learned I probably that friendship was not gonna last that long. Cause I'm like, and there were other issues with my friendship with her, but I just think if I'm friends with you, I should be able to tell you my good news and you actually be happy for me. Cause for example, I have been in different moments of my life where my friends would be doing really well and I might not have been doing well, but I still showed up for them and I was still genuinely happy for them. Now, I was still going through my stuff and was still feeling some type of way about my situation, but I would still be very happy that my friends are actually successful and doing well. Her, on the other hand, I noticed only with me specifically, she did that with, because I noticed with the other girls, she didn't do that with. So I don't know. A part of me felt like there was some sort of resentment or something there, or something, or because we had known each other for so long. I don't know, but I was just like, it's mad weird that you move like this, and you can't be genuinely happy for me. Like, I didn't tell you to do certain things or make certain choices. That was you. But I really do think if you're friends with somebody, you should be happy for them. And you should be, you know, supportive of them. Again, this is why you got to be really careful about who you share certain information with, because some people will wish negatively on you or wish bad on you. It really sucks that people are like that. True friendship left alone, other issues as well. Start to see, yeah, let it go. Friendship go in silence, move weird. Yeah, sometimes you just got to remove yourself silently and just don't look back. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like ghosting people. I really don't. Like, it's not something that I truly support in my personal opinion. Like, let's see. Yeah, like, I don't think I've actually ghosted anybody unless they were being weird. Like, I've had some guys that I dated and I would tell them, like, yeah, this relationship ain't gonna work or something. Or I would tell them this friendship ain't gonna work because you being weird. And if they kept crossing the bounds, sometimes I would tell them, like, hey, yeah, I'm about to remove myself. And then if they kept talking to me, I would block them. That's probably the only ghosting I really did. But I didn't really ghost anybody. And when it came to friendships, either the friendships like drifted apart, or I don't know. I'm normally a very direct person. Like, I'm okay with confrontation, to be honest, especially if I'm getting my feelings out, because I don't like holding on to stuff. Like, if I feel strongly, I need to tell you. I do. Now, if you block me before I get a chance, hey, I don't even worry about closure, because I know a lot of people, they talk about how they need to reach out to somebody for closure for something that happened a long time ago. I don't care, because to me, ghosting is a form of disrespect. So once somebody ghosts me, I'm like, bet, you ain't gonna care about what I got to say, so it's no point of me reaching out to you. It's no point of me trying to talk to you, because it really don't matter. It will be a situation where you ghost somebody. Um, Again, like, the only thing I could think of is like if I tell somebody I'm removing myself and they still keep talking at me like a stalker. That's the only situation I could think of, to be honest. Because again, normally I'm a very direct person. Like, even if somebody disrespects me, I'm pretty direct about it. I do not let people walk over me. I used to when I was younger, but now that I'm older, I'm like, you think you gonna do what to me? I'm gonna tell you about yourself. And it's funny because I've had some friendship breakups where I would tell people about themselves and they would try to paint me as being the bad guy, and I'm like, that's fine. God knows the truth. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's out of my hands. God got it. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I know where I messed up at. I just don't like when people act like they didn't do anything at all. Because I'm like, wow, you think I'm the villain? And I'm nice. Mind you, because for the most part, I'm genuinely nice to most people. If I got a problem with you, you got a problem with multiple people, if I'm being completely honest, because I normally mind my business. So if I don't like something, I know multiple other people probably don't like something, which is normally a fact. It just is what it is. It's normally truth. So I don't know. I don't like ghosting people either. I guess first of 2026. That's wild. Never look for closure either. Exactly. Because people be expecting closure or wanting to get closure, and then they get their feelings hurt even more. Like, closure to me, if somebody ghosts me, that's closure. That means you don't want nothing to do with me. That means I don't have nothing to say to you. So, usually karma catches up with those people eventually. Exactly. That's exactly how I feel about it, because I'm a big believer in karma. I am. So if somebody does something wrong to me, I'm like, wow, that's truly unfortunate, because you're going to feel that later. You are going to feel that later. Because whenever I've talked to some of my friends and they'll be talking about like getting revenge on people, and I'm like, man, I could never. It's never been in me to get revenge on people, because I know that would mess up my karma. That would mess up my blessings. And also, I don't care that much to hurt people. I don't know. It's like if somebody does something to me, it's almost like my feelings are just so hurt that I don't want nothing to do with them. So I'm like, I don't care as much anymore. And sometimes people look at me weird when I say that, but I'm like, I really don't. And some people will say like, no, I got to get them back. And I'm like, but why? Because for me, that wouldn't make me feel better, because I still got treated the way I did prior. It's not going to help me. Like, sure, they may feel bad, but that ain't going to make me feel good, because they feel bad. I still got done dirty. It's not gonna help me. True, getting revenge can be draining, to be honest. That too, I've seen people go the revenge route, and I'm just like, wow, you put so much effort into that when you could have put effort into moving on. You could have been focused on something else that actually made you feel positive instead of you seeking this revenge. Now you feel even more negative. I don't know. Some people get it and some people don't, but I just don't be caring. I feel like there are some specific things where I would be like, yeah, I would want to get revenge. But it's not too many things where I'm like breaking up or people treating me dirty. No. Like, I could not care less. Could not care less. But I don't know. It's just, or cheating. I never cared about people cheating. Because to me, the greatest revenge is taking people's access away from me, access to me away from them. That sounds so arrogant, but I feel like people don't like when you take access of you away, because it's like now I can't talk to them, I can't reach them, I can't interact with them. And if you have been a constant current in somebody's life and then you take that away from them, that hurts them more than anything. Because now you have cut that access to you and they're sitting there looking like, I thought you would still be there. I thought, it's like, no, I have removed myself. You know me, and it sucks to be you. It really sucks to be you. Best revenge is success, taking away access away from them facts. Exactly. Some people get it and some people don't, you know? But I don't know. When it comes to that situation of what I was just talking about, personally, I would just ignore it, because if you have a friend that's competing with you or in competition with you, or they belittling your goals, or if they're not being supportive or they're looking down at the choices you make in life, it's like, is that really your friend? Again, like I said, that's why I don't be telling people about my YouTube channel, because if somebody belittled my YouTube channel, don't piss me off. Because that would rub me the wrong way, because YouTube is my baby. Like, this is something that I have built and I enjoy doing, and I like creating. I like when I create something and I edit it and then I post the final draft of what it is, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it came together. I love the way it looks. And if someone were to say something negatively about it, I would probably get very defensive. Like, you try doing YouTube, you try it. That's what I'm saying. I know they better not. For the most part, a lot of my people are supportive. However, I do not talk about my YouTube with them, though. I really don't. I just be like, I got a channel. Tell me what it is. Why? Why? You don't even be on YouTube. Why? You just want to be nosy. And okay, well, if you find it, you find it. Like, I remember, bro, I was so stressed. I remember one of my friends found my YouTube channel on Google, bro. Oh my gosh. That junk had me in a tizzy, because they were like, one day my friend, he messaged me and he was like, look what I just found on Google. And I saw my picture come up and I was just like, oh, no. I was like, oh, And he was like, you wasn't gonna tell me you do YouTube, fam? And I'm like, I mean, I told you, I just did not mention it again. I told you one time. Again, I think I had that happen to me twice. I think I remember you talking about this before. Yeah. I've had some family members tell me they found me, and I'm like, don't tell the rest of the family, please. Thanks. Thanks. Because I do not want them all knowing what I'm doing. Mainly because I feel like it would be a topic of discussion. Like mortified, like how you found me. Bro, I automatically knew how they found me when I saw the video. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Because I knew it was there. Because sometimes I do Google certain videos. I do Google. And, well, not videos. Certain topics I Google to see if I rank in Google. And there are a couple of topics that I actually rank on the first page for. So I'm like, cool. Because that's what I wanted in the first place. That's why SEO is so freaking important, you guys. Search engine optimization. Because if Google finds you, that's more people that'll see you. My cousin found mine. Remove user, wasn't going to support me. Dang. Envious of me, more supporters on YouTube. I hate that. I really hate that some people can't just actually support you and not be jealous, you know? Are they supporting your channel though? No. I told every single person that has found my channel. I think it's a couple of people. I even told my siblings this. I was like, listen, if my channel, so my siblings followed my other channel, right? The channel I had before this one. And I think they watched like 1 or 2 videos. And I told them, I was like, hey, with this new channel, do not follow me if you do not plan on regularly watching me. And I'm like, it's okay if you don't want to watch me. I'm not asking you to. However, I feel like a lot of people took that as she don't want me watching them. And I'm like, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I don't want an empty subscriber following me. I really don't. I do not want somebody following me to give me a pity follow. Because a lot of them don't understand how YouTube works. Or some of them, I explained it and they were like, okay, I understand why you said that. And I'm like, yeah, if you're not going to watch me, that's okay. Because I don't want to cause myself to feel like, oh, these people subscribe to me, my family and friends subscribe to me. They watched a couple of my videos, they left comments. Okay. Now I'm going to continue to potentially expect them to keep watching me. And I don't want to feel like that because I don't know. I just noticed sometimes I will feel that way where I'm like, I'm posting this content. Where y'all at? Which is why I'd rather it's like, if you gonna support me, you could do that. But don't feel like you subscribing and you helping me, because it's not. I don't give a damn about a subscriber count. I really don't. Not that I got 1,000 subscribers, I don't really care. But I'm like, I really don't care to grow my subscriber count if people not watching. That's one of the reasons why I don't do shorts. Because I'm like, there's people from shorts not watching my actual long form videos, which is the videos that I put my effort into. So, no, I don't want nobody just following me just to follow me. Like, watch my videos. And if you're not going to watch my videos, that's okay. You don't have to support me. You really don't. And again, I feel like they took it as, oh, she don't want me watching. And that's okay. I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't really feel any type of way about it, because I'm like, I'm gonna do me regardless. I'm gonna do me regardless. I'm gonna do what I want. But I'm just like, don't feel like you have to support me, because I think a lot of people bully people into supporting them too. Um, because I've seen so many people where they get mad at their friends and relatives for not supporting them and pushing them out. And I'm just like, maybe that's not your target audience, you know? And I feel like my siblings and some of my friends would actively watch me, to be honest. Like, if they actually saw my videos, they would probably watch me. But I'm like, that's weird. And I do not need you quoting me back to me, because I've talked about that before. I originally didn't want no family watching me. That's how I feel. You know what I mean? That's really how I feel. Like, because a part of me feel like I almost wouldn't be myself if they started watching me a little bit. But then again, if I'm getting a check, nothing matters. Like, I'm gonna show up. True, Jazz. Some relatives can be flaky comes to support facts. Right. That's exactly why I don't be asking them. I'm like, listen, you ain't got to support me. You ain't got to. True, people watch your shorts when I watch long form. Very true. Exactly. I ain't got time for it. Period. Yes. And I'm tired of the I'm supported too. I will be having a video about that on my vlogging channel. It's not their job to do so. Exactly. Like, I don't know. You know, it's just you want people to genuinely support you, you know? And whether people do or not is another story. I remember somebody made this post on TikTok some time back where they were talking about how they were upset because their friend wasn't supporting them, and they were like, what type of friend are they? I need to give me some friends that'll support me, will promote my content. Actually, I went through a situation like that as well with a friend. And I mean, we're no longer friends, but they used to get mad because they wanted me to promote me and some other people. They wanted us to promote something that they were selling. And they literally wanted us to promote their stuff all the time. And I'm like, the thing that I didn't like about that situation is I'm like, listen, I can promote this stuff all you want. If nobody buying it, nobody buying it. And that's not to sound mean, because the products were nice. You know what I mean? But I'm like, if I'm telling you where to go to promote your stuff and you're not listening to me yet, you're thinking that me telling people on my Facebook, yeah, like, you see this, buy this. It's very hard for people to buy stuff and there ain't no price on it, first of all. Or you expected people to comment in your inbox to ask for the price and you keep changing the price because you want more money. I couldn't stand it. That was like a pet peeve of mine when people on Facebook be like, inbox for price. No, you tell me what the price is on the freaking picture. And don't change it to try to get over people. But it's like, if I tell you where to go to promote your stuff and I tell you join these Facebook groups or post about it on YouTube and TikTok, and you mad at me because I just want to post it on Facebook. Mind you, I have posted it on Facebook. It's just I'm not posting every single thing you post. I'm like, that's not my job. I potentially sound like a horrible friend. However, I don't give a F. You know what I mean? Like, that's not my job. I'm not supposed to be promoting your stuff for you. But if I've already promoted it multiple times and people not biting, You need to figure out your marketing plan because I'm not your marketing plan. Your friendships are not your only marketing plan, especially considering I'm not sociable. So, never expected friends and family more support from strangers, to be honest. Exactly. I will say, the strangers on YouTube, irrelevant to the trolls, I do appreciate the connections that I made because there are some people that went from strangers to roll dogs. Y'all are my roll dogs. And then they be like, share a link now. Why I gotta do that if you can't find my channel anymore? I find it fake. Yeah, like some people be wanting you to do stuff for them and then they don't do stuff for you, or they be wanting to do all this, you to do all this promotion for them and share this out and do this. And I'm just like, how about you do some research on where you can market stuff? Or how about when I share with you places where you can promote that stuff, you do it instead of looking at your friends like that's the end all be all to marketing. Do some work. You know what I mean? I swear, bro, like people used to piss me off. And when I had my other website, sometimes people would expect me to promote stuff on my website, right? And that used to annoy me as well because I'm like, one, I built up my website, I built up my following. I'm not about to promote just anything on there, especially if it's not something in the niche that I'm talking about. Or I'm not just going to promote anything on there and your customer service is bad. Like, that was one thing I wanted to tell one of my friends so bad. Like, but I didn't know how to tell her. But I really wanted to tell her she had bad customer service skills. But I did not know how to tell her that because she was sensitive. But with everything she did, it was bad customer service. And now a couple watch, like, if I want to shake my little tail feather every now and then, I'm going to do it. Now, Jasmine. Ain't nobody got time for that. Be careful out there. Google scam going, enter in podcast support their link to win. Where to scam on social media. Yeah, you do got to be careful where you put your information and where you promote stuff. But I don't know. Call me mean. You know what I'm saying? But I did not like that, when people wanted me to promote stuff on my website and they didn't want to pay me. Because I'm like, I definitely paid you for your products that you're selling. I definitely paid to support you. But when it comes to me marketing your stuff, you want me to do it for free? That's why whenever somebody sells something, I never ask for a discount. I'm like, bet, I'll support you fully because you're a small business. I got you. But I don't like when people reach out to me and they're like, hey, don't you want to support a small business? Yeah, I'm a small business as well. Pay me. Like, friend or not, I do not care. Pay me something, but don't just be expecting me to do free promo. And I know y'all might be like, you a bad friend. I don't give a damn. I really could care less. I really could care less. But if I built up something from the ground up for years, and then, mind you, you never showed any interest in it this entire time. You knew I had something like this going on, but you never showed any interest in it. And then the moment you get something for you going on, you're like, hey, promote this, promote this. You're my friend. You know that, right? So you know how I am, right? Please don't have me effed up. Please. I'm trying not to curse in here. I'm just saying I'm proud of myself. I've done good. You have, girl. Because YouTube is hard. It really is. It's really hard to, honestly, just press record and post videos, especially how mean people be. And for you to have been 10 years in the game, got them subscribers, getting the views, kudos, because a lot of people would not have kept going at all. And you getting paid. What didn't pay you for promo there, Wadden? That's why I do not offer promo. I normally don't like promoting friend stuff in general, because if something happens, you're not going to blame me. You're not going to blame me. Or I don't even say that they're my friend. I'll just be like, for example, I featured some friends on my website, but I never said they were my friend, and I also paid for whatever it was myself. And I would do that. I don't think you're being a bad friend. Business is business. Exactly. But some people will take it as, oh, you're not being supportive. Like, girl, you wasn't supporting me when we were shooting in the gym. Anyways. Oh, yes. Thank you, because it has not been easy. I've been going live on and off for years, but I remember back in 2023, oh, this person was getting it. Girl, I still say I don't know how you was doing live like this. I really don't. Because, yeah. I do not know how you did this every single day. Truly, for hours. I really don't. Right, I wouldn't give promo either. I don't know. You know, people always talk about how other people don't be trying to put people on, and I'm like, oh, I would put people on in a specific way. That's like, let's say, okay, now let's say my YouTube channel did really well some years from now, right? And let's say I had a decent amount of subscribers, and one of my friends reached out to me and was like, hey, could you put me on a video? One thing I would hope is people don't act weird. Like, let's say my channel did do really well after a period of time. I would hope that people wouldn't treat me differently if they found out, because that would be weird. Right, what supported me, to be honest. Rose consistency was incredible with lives. Rose got those vibing lives. Exactly. Her lives always be fun. I always be having a good time myself. Monetization, that was the prize and the only reason, because few child. Listen, that's the energy I am on, because, man, I'm telling you, I look forward to reaching monetization. I really do. It just requires so much effort. It really does. And that's why, like I said, I've been going live more often, because I want to reach monetization this year. Because I already see, well, not recently, because I've been actually going live, but some of my watch hours will fall off the bone, and I'm like, no, absolutely not. And that's when I was like, we gotta go back live. We got to. And I'll be doing my reactions next month again, starting those up. And hopefully that'll get me where I need to be, because a strong part of me feels like I'm going to reach that first tier next month. But we'll see. We will see, because one of my videos I feel like may drop off. Let's see, what is it today? Today my watch hours Mm, definitely effort and real support, real talk, right? I'm trying out here. And I hope you get monetized soon as well, Ilblurmatic. Okay, I got 2,720.3 watch hours right now, which means I have no. That's not what I. No. Dang on calculator. 7 2. I have 279.7 watch hours to go for the first tier. And then for the actual getting all the Google AdSense, I need 1,279.7 watch hours. Ugh. I'm gonna get it though. I'm gonna get it. These reaction videos go help me. They go carry me. They will carry me. Ooh, woot woot. Thanks, Jazz. That's the goal for 2026. Currently 710 watch hours as of now, Rose. Yeah, like, watch hours are just so hard to get. They really are. I don't know. To be honest, the only reason why I feel like I got as far as I did is because I made a lot of search-based content. Because most of my views come from search-based content. Like, even some of my reactions are search-based. However, some of them YouTube actually will continuously throw out into the algorithm. Oh, there's another app I used to use. They might have it on Android that was like more current with the watch hours. Yeah, I remember like you and it was some other YouTubers that used to use this other app, but I was like, I never found out what the name of the app was. Oh yes, don't give up. I'm not, girl. This my year. I'm trying because I want this cash. I want this money. And Blur, you keep up the news, videos and stuff. Y'all got this. I believe in y'all. Yes. Cause I swear, Blurmatic be informing me about stuff that I don't even be knowing about. So much stuff where I just be like, oh, I didn't even know about this. Or, oh, I will look forward to this when it comes out. I even added some stuff to my calendar just so I can remember that movie is coming out. Yes, I agree. Oh, if I can find it again, I'll let you know. Okay. Rose, maybe new stuff might be for sure. Might still dabble with cancel series as well. Yeah, I like your cancel series. Because you be telling me information that I didn't know about a lot of canceled series. You know, I just be thinking like people just canceling it because they being petty. Because there are so many shows that got canceled that pissed me off where I'm like, I was very invested. And for whatever reason, you took this away from me. Why? Girl, same. I'm tired of sniffling, blowing my nose. It just feels like it's clogged, like it's just stuff in there. And I'm just tired. I'm sick of it. All right, I'll give y'all 10 more minutes and then I'm getting it off here. I swear, bro. This live actually wasn't bad. I ain't really had no trolls in here. So, hey Rose, how you doing? Next canceled series, episode 1, gonna surprise a lot of people, Jazz. Show canceled for honest reason. I look forward to watching that. Ugh, my nose. And Blurred is weird because some of the videos I watched a few months look like I never saw it. Yeah, I noticed that sometimes too, and I'm not sure why it does that because I even watch some of my own videos. Don't judge me. I like to play back. But anyways, I watch some of my own videos, and sometimes it has that red mark like at the beginning of the video, like I didn't just watch it all the way through, and I'm not sure why. I am not sure why. But tomorrow I will be dropping a vlog. It's an old vlog. Cause I'm trying to play catch up on my vlogs. Like I'm a little behind. I swear being sick just threw me off. It really did. You can also call her T-Berries. Watching old videos is good, can learn from them for sure. Is that causing an impact to watch hours? No, it's not. Like if you watch the video through, it'll still like register on YouTube's end that you actually watched it. It's just for some reason on your end it just looks like you didn't. Dating issues, is that for today? We talked about a couple of dating issues. And then we talked about some friendship issues. Can I call you T? Oh yes, how's it going over there on the new channel? Congrats on 30 subscribers. Oh, on the Jasmine's Room edit. The watch hours have been good. And YouTube has been pushing me out. Like I can see they're pushing me out, but again, I think because it's like viewership bias or subscriber bias. Cause it's, you know, if my video shows up and people see, oh, you only have 30 subscribers, normally people are not gonna want to watch me. I'm gonna be honest. Or if my views are low, I feel like people look at it and they're like, oh, your views are low, I'm not gonna watch that. I honestly think that's what it is, to be honest. I have a problem going on, Jazz. Oh, I think I like someone I met on the Reddit app. Oh, okay. And he likes me a lot. Okay, so what's going on? Like, but the problem is I have to focus on finding a government job. Wait, how does finding a government job impact your, I guess, talking to this person? Yeah, like I've been checking my impressions to see where they're pushing me. And it's pushing me out in front of people that would probably watch my channel, but again, because the subscriber count is low, I feel like that's literally why, or maybe it's my titles. Cause I don't know, I think my thumbnails ain't that bad. You know what I mean? Cause I look at other people's thumbnails and I'm like, hey, mine are bright and colorful too. I got the 3 pics. I don't know. I gotta work on the titles. Tell me about it, Ruse. Okay, I got you a Reddit crush. It's not great because my parents won't agree on this unless I am independent. So, your parents don't want you to date unless you're independent? Yeah, my little thumbnails, I feel like they be cute. Maybe it's because sometimes I don't be having my face in them, no. Because I feel like having your face in picture in the thumbnail do impact stuff. Good night, T Berries. Thank you so much for staying in here and chatting with us. I appreciate you, girl. Hope you have a good day tomorrow. I'm about to get off myself. Yeah, something like that. Well, I want to ask you how old you are, but I don't want to be invasive. Because if you're grown, I would just say do what you want, but also I understand that cultural differences, so I get it. Yes, make sure y'all watch each other's videos and catch up on older videos. So it's nighttime where we are. Like for me, it's 11:43 p.m. right now where I am. Well, I mean, I would say, it probably would be best to lock in a job. However, personally, I don't think there's nothing wrong with, dating somebody or even just building a bond, like a friendship with them at the very least. And then once you get the job, y'all could continue talking maybe. It's midnight, Rose. I tried to stay up. Same, because I know I've been on here yapping for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Where are you from, Rose, anyways? What country? Maybe being friends for time being. Rose, agree with Jazz on this. Oh, it's the way you typed it. Oh, blurred. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe you could hopefully I hope you find, a government job or a job you really enjoy, and then you could potentially talk to that person on a more, serious dating basis. Oh, India, that's so cool. See, that's why I like YouTube. It really just connects you with people all over the world. I love that. Y'all crack me up. Yeah, guess what? To be more grounded, you're from India. Cool. Yeah, like that's so awesome. I don't think I've ever had anybody share with me that they were from India before. That's pretty cool. I really stopped caring because normally I would just lean over. Anyways, hey Mika, girl, the way I'm about to get off of here. Oh, how are you? Midnight. Why did I think that T Berries lived in California? I feel like T Berries is down south. Or like I feel like she's down south or like in the middle a little bit. I'm doing okay. How you feeling? I'm all right. It's just whenever I get on live, my nose get to running for some reason. Well, actually, my nose has been running for a while, but ugh. YouTube definitely is global real talk, right? Jazz, you're right. T Berry's from the South. That's what I could have sworn she said that when she was I don't know exactly what state she from, but um I feel like I seen her post certain stuff on her stories, but I can't remember. But yeah. Uh the way I want to eat something, it never fails. It's 11:47 p.m. and I want to snack on something. Truly. Blurred is different here in relationship. It's like very, very ancient mindset. I've heard about that. Where things are much more, I guess, traditional. I'm really sorry that you gotta, I guess, well, I don't want to say I'm sorry you gotta experience that, but also I am sorry you gotta experience that because I don't know. I feel like once you 18, it's a little different over here in the US because you could basically just do whatever, you know. But I understand them wanting you to have a secure position before you start dating, you know? See, I'm tripping. But yeah, this is true. Different mindset than it is in US, right? But these days I think dating is overrated. Um the way I'm about to look up overrated real quick. Just to make sure. Okay. So I don't know, I feel like I understand a lot of people wanting to find love. Cause that was me. You know what I'm saying? I was in the streets, not in the streets. But I was really wanting to find somebody and have a partner. Cause it was more so about the love. You know what I mean? But it depends on what you dating for. I think I should stay single until my parents find one. Oh, like an arranged marriage. Yeah, like are you gonna get arranged marriage? It wouldn't say overrated, more so people only get to know person's surface level with no depth. I agree with that. Or like people are too focused on the physical a bit too much. Like I think also the fact that dating apps became a thing, it made stuff way too accessible as far as like people only wanting the physical stuff and not wanting something more than something casual. Um, I don't know, cause I wasn't really focused on dating itself. I was more so just focused on actually finding my person. But it's really hard to find your person when you don't know where to look. It really is. Yeah, that's true, Blair. No one talks anymore, just physical appearance and an agenda. Exactly. Like some people will love bomb you just to get in your pants, or some people will lie and act like, oh, I want a long term relationship when they just want to be intimate. Or some people will just be direct and they'll just be strictly about the physical, just right in your inbox. You trying to come over or no? Like, whoa. I don't even know your name. Yes, Rose arranged marriage. That is so true. Or people don't want to be lonely. That's true, man. I made some of the worst decisions when I was lonely. Like I dated people I should not have been talking to because I was lonely. That's probably the worst time to date, to be honest, is when you feel legit lonely. But I don't know. I feel like it's much better though if you get out the house though. That's one thing I learned. It's like you need to meet people while you out at social events, cuz the apps not the best. Not the best. Like don't be in a relationship because you don't want to be lonely and you have no intentions, no affection or real love. Exactly. Exactly, because you'll end up wasting your time and their time. You could be focused on that, and the person that you could have been with could have walked right past you, but because you decided to entertain a relationship you shouldn't even been in, you missed your chance or you wasting time. Dating has always been hard. Girl would definitely have you effed up. Girl, I've been there multiple times when I shouldn't have been. Oh man. I thank God for growth. You know what I'm saying? I just truly do, because man, I was a mess back in the day. I ain't gonna hold you. I went through some stuff back in the day that I really could have avoided if I would have just took a pause, took a step back, and was like, you know what? I'm lonely, and I'm dating you because I'm lonely. This isn't ideal. We shouldn't be together. Other issue, people show fake interest in you will peak it. Yes, this is true. People will definitely show fake interest and try to use you, whether that be use you for loneliness or use you uh, for physical. Like, don't play me like I'm a PS5. Go play with your now, Mika. But you spitting though, because that's literally how people be. They really just play games, not serious, don't know what they want sometimes, or they do know what they want and they leading you on, which isn't fair. And it's really unfortunate that there are people out here like that and don't care about like who they hurt or how they make you feel. You know what I mean? For real, gotta keep it real, right? Because people play all day. Some people really play all day and they don't be having your best interest at heart. And it really sucks. Because more people would not be single if people actually weren't thinking so singularly, or actually thought about really wanting to have a successful relationship. A big problem been seeing in dating, seeing fake interest is super weird. Don't like person, don't fake the funk. This is true. Honestly, I feel like too, for men, some women will fake interest so they could get a free meal. But some women will for the free meal. To be honest, like I remember there was this discourse about what was it? People oh, that's bum mentality. That's what they do, girl. I remember it was this discourse on TikTok where people were talking about, Y'all know how they do when they talk about the first dates and what would be an ideal first date and what's a trash first date. And they were talking about how some people were mentioning taking somebody out to do ice cream or get coffee as a first date, and a lot of girls were against that. They were like, nah, he need to take me out for a meal. And I'm like, personally, I would have rather somebody take me out to go get some bubble tea, but without the bubbles, because I don't like the bubbles in the bubble tea. I'd be about to choke. But I would have been down for that. Or go to like a little cafe or something simple. And, we chat. That way you don't have to be wasting time. You could go out during the day. I don't have to be out at a late time or at night. And it could be something real simple and get it over with. And then if I don't like you, I don't like you. Like, if you can't feed yourself, you got a problem. This is true. This is true. But people will use and then act like they should be entitled to getting a free meal. And it's like, or they always got to ask somebody for some money. I cannot stand that. Man, I couldn't imagine being a man, because if I was a man, they would call me sassy and probably talk about me like I ain't had no money. And I'm like, no, it's not that I don't have no money. I don't have no money for you. Funniest thing, a lady fake fell at the mall on the floor. She doing it to get a guy attention at the mall. Is crazy. So, okay. So let me tell y'all something. She got a problem bird, red flag. She definitely did none. Guys approached her at the mall. Okay, so let me tell y'all about something real quick. So, I've never fallen in front of people before, right? However, and I've watched too many movies, okay? Way too many movies. But it did work. Okay, so I remember one time I went to this festival, yeah? And I had saw this attractive guy. And I was like, what can I do? Because I was like, I don't want to just say hi, because I don't know, it would have been weird considering the circumstances. So I accidentally bumped into him, and I had dropped something I was holding, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I apologize. Excuse me. And he helped me pick stuff up, but he ended up talking with me, and I'm like, got him. I am so unserious. So unserious. But I watched way too many rom-coms, bro. Way too many. Cause I was like, well, let me just try a little something. But one thing, I'm not about to bust my ass on the ground. You would never catch me, not on purpose. If I did it, it was real. It wasn't for fake. Right? They don't want to pick up an embarrassment. And I'll be good. Jazz, not that bad fake bump. Hey, listen, it worked. Okay. Reddit game, Jazz. I mean, it's a little something, a little something. But I'm just saying, because it could be hard as a woman. Because after some time passed, I learned it's just easier to just say hi. Hi, how are you? Or you look nice. I just wanted to tell you look nice. Honestly, complimenting guys goes a long way if you find somebody attractive. That way you don't have to say anything else. You could just be like, oh, I see you. Haircut. Oh, or I see you. Then again, I say that to everybody. If somebody got a nice haircut, I'll compliment a haircut. But, sometimes, men, I feel like men don't really get complimented that much. So if you compliment them, they feel some type of way and they like, oh, she see me. Let me see her. You know what I mean? And then let's say you compliment them. You don't have to do nothing else. If they want to still talk to you, they can. Hold up. How do I turn this? Yeah. I'm gonna talk to y'all, but I'm trying to see if my dog loose. Jazz hit him with the bump technique and did. Why are you out here? He just let you out and completely forgot, did he? All right. Sorry. Some look like beat up with the surfboard, bruh. Nah, no, he not. He ain't joining my life. Nah, my husband, he thought that I was done, cause he could hear me talking, and I think, or maybe he didn't hear me talking, cause he talking to his little friends, cause they playing video games. Um, so I think he thought I was finished doing live, cause it's late. Am I really gonna try to do for this? I got 9 minutes. Do y'all think I should just go for the full 3 hours? Or should I just get off? Yeah, cause y'all know, my dog cute. And he definitely be still in the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I want it to be about me. Should I just stay on here for 3 hours? We got 8 minutes. I might as well. But anyways, am I about to eat something? It's late. I'ma just drink water. It's so freaking hard. It's really so freaking hard, bro. I want to snack on something so bad. Y'all know what I bought? I bought some bubble gum. Bubble yum to be exact. And I tasted it and I was like, wow, this brings back so many memories. Cause I haven't had bubble gum in years. I was so ever so happy. I'll stay till 3 hours. I appreciate y'all for staying with me. But it's crazy because I popped that gum in my mouth. That flavor lasts me a good 4 minutes. I was like, no wonder people don't talk about this gum, bro. No wonder. I keep blowing my nose, and you know what's crazy? I feel like I'm gonna end up giving myself a nosebleed, and I hate that for me because it's dry. Ugh. Well, I'll stay on for 7 minutes. It's fine. It's fine. I'll push through. Yeah, me either, Jazz. Haven't had gum in a long time. Only candy eating Aussie licorice. What is that? Let's Google Aussie licorice. Cause the only Aussie I know, isn't that a shampoo conditioner? And it's in a purple bottle? That's the only thing I know. Oh, Australian licorice? Oh, I used to love me some Twizzlers. You know what I used to do? I used to cut the Twizzlers at both ends and then put it in Sprite and use it as a straw. Oh, I used to eat that junk up. Literally, I did. I used to eat it up. Cause I would drink my Sprite and then I would chew it. I wonder if they still make Twizzlers like that where it has the little hole in it. Hmm. Ah, Australian licorice. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I saw some. What's it called? Wiley Wallaby. I might have to buy some of that and try that for a video. They also got some other kinds. I might have to try that. You got this. I'm packing up. Go back to my room. Okay. How did you like the shampoo? Because I was thinking about buying some because I was like, oh, this is affordable. And I hear somewhat good things about it for the most part. So maybe I'll try that. See, that sounds good. Yeah, like, I don't know. To me, because I know a lot of people don't like Twizzlers, but I actually didn't mind that. Oh, you know what I haven't had in a minute? Those Sour Patch straws. Like it was like the little sour straws, the apple ones. I think they had blue. I used to love those. Those were so good. You know what else I haven't had in a minute? Laffy Taffy. I used to like, I think I used to like the grape and the green apple, and I think the strawberry ones. Also, y'all will be so proud of me. I didn't buy any fast food this week. And I really wanted to. I really wanted to. But instead, I bought groceries and I was responsible. I hate that for me. Like, I love that for me that we have food to eat, but I really did want to get some fast food and decided not to. It worked pretty good. It came to us on accident in a Walmart order. Ah, well, at least you ended up finding out you liked it. I think I'm gonna try it since it's affordable. I'm gonna get me some. But tonight I made like this. I don't want to call it a casserole, but today I made like tater tots and broccoli and I baked it in the oven together. And then I grilled some chicken and put it on top of it with some cheese and melted it in the oven. And it was pretty good. I think we still got some more left. I might eat that for lunch tomorrow though. Maybe I'll eat a pickle. Mm, maybe not. Oh, I did buy some chips though. I did a lot of things with my free will this month. Like, if y'all don't know, I'm starting this series about my free will because I was like, I really don't be using my free will enough. So basically, it's just me doing stuff I naturally normally wouldn't do with my free will. That's going to be on my vlog channel. Because I'm realizing, like, it's so many things that you could do, that you don't think about doing. Yes, Aussie Licorice, Fine, and Nordstrom Rack or Myers, even Marshalls, TJ Maxx. Marshalls and TJ Maxx and Burlington be having some really good underrated snacks in there. Like, I had bought my aunt and my cousin bought them some cookies. And they ended up contacting me about them. They were like, these are so freaking good. And now they just be buying them. And my aunt, she ended up telling people at her office about those cookies. And now she got her whole office buying them. And I'm like, look at me influencing. Look at me influencing. Because I was like, bro, you telling me your whole office bought these cookies that I put you on? Let me put you on something else they could buy. But through my link next time. Okay? Okay? Yes. So I can get the commission. Ooh, I love Australia things. I don't think I've tried anything from Australia, actually. I don't think. True, Burlington might as well, too. True Rose facts. Jazz become foodie influencer. A man, I be putting people on stuff, and excuse me, it's I don't know. I be proud of myself. You know, I have never had Outback Steakhouse before, but I really want to go because aren't they the ones that have the bloomin' onion? Or don't they got bloomin' shrimp now or something like that? Maybe that'll be something I'll try this year, Outback Steakhouse. I might have to try that this year. You know what I don't normally get? Steak from restaurants. Maybe that should be a thing that I start doing, actually getting steak. I don't know. They just don't be giving me enough meat. Cause you know them steaks. I'm just so used to getting chicken of some variation. Okay, they do have the bloomin' onion. I want to try that so bad. That's on my list. Yes, let me write that down. Outback Steakhouse. I shall try that this year. Yes. Chicken lover myself, no lie. Same. Cause like I like that video that you had sent me. Was it this month or last month? You had sent me that video about the difference between chicken tenders, chicken breasts, and chicken strips. Cause I did not know that. I did not know any of that information at all. But yeah, you guys, we made it to the end. And I am ever so thankful for you guys for showing up to my live, for supporting me, because I really appreciate it, because we are working towards getting the watch hours. I will be showing up every Tuesday and Thursday as usual. Remember video that's sent as well, brand new info was unaware of, right? Because I did not know that information at all. But I like the way the guy explained it. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. I will be back Thursday, 9 p.m. EST. I will resume my reaction videos next week. Feel free to check out the vlog channel. I'm dropping a new vlog tomorrow. So yeah, I appreciate you guys, and stay warm. Jasmine, I hope you feel better. Ilbermatic, looking forward to your next cancel series video. Right, YouTube squad gang gang. But yes, I appreciate you guys, and I'll be seeing you Thursday. So stay blessed, stay positive, and